Hello friend, today in this tutorial we are going to learn about firewall security lab. These are the list of the topics which we are going to perform in today lab. First we are going to learn service based security. It means how to allow or deny a particular service using firewall. Then IP based security, how to block or allow certain IP. Then IP plus port based security. It means allow certain IP or deny certain IP for certain services or certain port only. Okay. Then MAC address based security means you can block uh, a machine not by his IP address. You can block a machine with his MAC address. Okay, so in place of IP address, we are going to block a machine with their MAC address. Then we will learn how to take the backup of firewall and how to take and how to restore the firewall rules. Okay, so let's start the lab. Now we need a Linux machine. So as you can see, this is my Linux machine. On this Linux machine, I am going to perform the rules. First of all, I am going to configure any server, suppose telnet server. So if you want to configure telnet server, very simple, yum install telnet server. Okay, install the package, go to the configuration file, vim etc gianttd.d/telnet. Okay, and here make disable is equal to no. Save it and restart the service for telnet service gianttd restart. So this is the service. Now how to check the firewall rules? First of all, run iptables -l. Okay, and this will show you the firewall rules. If you want to check the input table only, like incoming services, iptables -l input, and you can see the rules. Now I want to first flush the rules. So iptables -f, f for flush the rules. Now you can see there is no rules now. Okay, so nothing. Now I am going to show you first the service based security. So what do you mean by the service based security? Service based security means I am going to allow a certain service for for incoming connection. Like suppose I want to allow telnet service. So how I can allow telnet service? You have to type iptables -a means append the rule in the input chain means incoming -p, the port is TCP port, and --d port means destination port. Suppose I want to allow 23. Okay, so -a 23. Okay, to destination port 23, and -j means jump to accept. So suppose I want to allow this. So in this way you can allow telnet service. Suppose you want to deny SSH service. How you can do that? In place of 23 you can just make 22 and you can make here drop. Okay, so what does this means? This means 23 will be allowed and 22 port will be denied. This is known as service based security. So in this way you can allow a certain service or you can deny a certain service. Okay, and if you want to check the rules, you can run this command and you can see the rule here. So telnet is allowed, accepted, and SSH is denied. Okay, so the packet for telnet SSH will be dropped. Now if you want to allow a certain IP address, you can do that. Like suppose I know that trusted machine and I want to allow only one that IP. Okay, or if you want to block a certain IP, you can also block a certain IP. Suppose I want to allow a specific IP address. So iptables -a input -s. I want to suppose allow this IP 192.168.29.227. I want to allow this IP address. So -j accept. Okay, so this IP will be accepted. Now suppose I want to deny a specific IP address. How I can block certain IP? So suppose I want to block this IP. So I will just type drop. So this is known as IP based security, in which you can allow or deny a certain IP address. Okay, so you can see IP 227 is accepted and 200 IP is denied. Now let's come to the IP plus port. Means I want to allow or deny a IP address or a certain service for certain IP address. You can do that. Okay, suppose I want to do that IP tables hyphen a input hyphen p means port TCP. Okay, then dash dash d port, suppose port number 80, that is web server. Okay, and I want to allow that for IP this 1.0.0.1 hyphen j asset. So what does this means? This means allow port 80 or web services for IP 1.0.0.1 only. Okay, means this IP will be allowed to access our web server, and you can see the rules here. Okay, so you can do that, and it's possible to do that, and you can do that by using the command lines in the firewall. Now if you want to see the firewall rules with line number, you can also see IP tables hyphen L and type line numbers. Okay, and you can see the firewall rules with the line number. If you want to delete certain rules, suppose I want to delete line number 5, I will type IP tables hyphen D input and line number 5, so 5, and the line number 5 will be deleted. Now you can check line number 5 has been deleted. Okay, now how to take the backup of the firewall? So if you want to take the backup, IP tables dash save, IP tables dash save, and you can make any file, suppose rules.txt. So the firewall rules has been taken, the firewall rules backup has been taken to this file rules.txt. You can see rules.txt here. Okay, and in this you get the firewall configuration file. Suppose now I flush the firewall, IP tables hyphen f, and now if I check the rules, you see there is no rules. Okay, so you find there is nothing in the firewall. Let me show you. Okay, you can see there is nothing, everything has been flushed out. Now we have the backup file, rules.txt, so we can restore the firewall rule. How to restore? IP tables, this is the command to restore and the file rules.txt. Okay, and now you can check. So you can see all the rules are back. So you can take the backup of the firewall rules and you can restore. Now it's time to allow or deny a specific machine, not with their IP address but with their MAC address. So how to block or allow a certain machine with their MAC address? Simple. IP tables hyphen A input hyphen P TCP hyphen M, then you have to type MAC, and then dash dash MAC source, and after MAC source you have to give the MAC address. Okay, so whatever the MAC address is, suppose I assume the MAC address is this one. Okay, so this is the MAC address, and then dash dash D port. You can go for the any services. Suppose for 23 service I want to allow, so I will just, it means 23 port number or telnet service is allowed for this MAC address. Okay, it means that machine whose MAC address is this particular MAC address machine will be allowed to do telnet on my system. Okay, if you want to see the rules, you can simply type iptables -l input and you can see the rules. Okay, and this is the way you can apply MAC based security. So hence we have learned how to apply all this security. Okay, IP based security, IP plus port based security, MAC address based security, firewall backup, firewall restore, and service based security. I hope you understand. If you still have any doubt, you can ask me through the comment section. Let me type the history command so that you can note down the command from the history command line. Thank you for watching.